right, boys, welcome to the side of the ring because it's time for some ringside rumors. According to Fightful, Triple H was, quote, shocked by Vince McMahon's decision to not renew Saraya's WWE contract this summer. Triple H did try to bring her back to the promotion before she signed with AEW, and she remains on good terms with WWE. Well, you would find that hard to believe, wouldn't you, when she came out and was like, yeah, women get more than five. I mean, is that more of a dig at AEW? Listen, she talked shit about WWE when she was with AEW, so, I mean, maybe it's just like I'm poking fun at you. I don't know. But, I mean, you could have fooled me. I'm not going to lie. Next, the site also says not only did WWE's old regime have no interest in keeping her, but they also made no effort to have her medically examined for a potential return to the ring. There was no chance. I mean, come on now. She would ever wrestle again in WWE with the old regime in power. Okay, but I feel like I know why. I feel like there is a very valid reason as to why, because she got injured and they were like, we don't have plans for you. So it doesn't make sense to go through with the clearing if we're not going to do anything with you. But at the same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, you could at least, clear her, just so, again, like I said in the Turnbuckle episode, at least clear her so she has, peace of mind. So even if you don't want to, just so you know that, she's good to go and everything's fine, you can at least clear her. Jeez Louise. Next, while discussing Adam Cole's real bad concussion, Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer provided the following timetable on Cole being cleared to return to an AEW ring. Quote, it could be tomorrow or it could be never. Great. Well, I mean, to be fair, he's got a point based on the injury and the severity of the injury. He could return tomorrow because the injury he could recover, right? And he could actually be good to go. Or it could be I want to say Edge's neck. It could be one of those serious injuries where it's advised that he doesn't get back in any ring of any kind anytime soon. It's one of those injuries to the point where it's hey, if you go back in the ring too soon, there's a chance you might trigger something, or you could any type of trauma to the head could potentially do something to it in a bad way. You know what I mean? I don't know how to talk, man. Words are hard, but I completely understand. I know what he means. It's a sense of he could be fine or he could not be fine. We don't really know. Next, Meltzer says even though WWE discovered changing the date for next year's Day 1 pay-per-view, it looks like it will remain on January 1st. However, the uncertainty surrounding the date is probably why tickets are not on sale yet. The goal for the show to become an annual holiday tradition in Atlanta. Okay. Well, that's a good point. I mean, that's a move that I would pull. We don't really know. We don't know anything yet. So before we listen, let's not put anything on sale before we truly understand what it is that we're doing. All right. I don't want to sit here and then be like, oh, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. I don't know. So let's not do the tickets because that implies that everything is set in stone and we don't really want to do that. Next, WWE filed trademarks for Uncle Harper and Uncle Howdy. Huh. Okay. Uncle Harper. Well, I mean, there you go. Harper's coming back. Right there. Harper's coming back. And Uncle Howdy. I don't know who Uncle Howdy is, but I assume that means that they're going to be with the Wyatt family. That means they're going to make the Wyatt 6. Harper's going to come back, and a guy named Howdy's going to be here. Maybe it's Cowboy Bob Orton. We don't know. Maybe it's one of the, what are they, the Gunslingers? Is that what they were called? I forget. I know exactly what I'm talking about, too, and I've got them in my head, and I can't think of their name. But, yeah, I mean, if that does not scream, no, never mind. I'm an idiot. Because that is definitely not his name. It was definitely Eric Rowan. It was definitely, Luke Harper was definitely his name. Listen, Luke, first of all, that's not even his name. It was a WWE name. So they're allowed to put it on somebody else if they want to. It's all right. I really don't think that it's that big of a deal, to be honest with you. I doubt Brody Lee is looking down and being like, wow, come on. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't know why that. Very interesting that made me think of Rowan. Also, yesterday's episode, I got confused. So I think I was talking about on the Rumors episode. So the thing was the main roster superstars are going to NXT, not vice versa. I mixed it up. I was talking about NXT superstars going to the main roster. I read it wrong. It was the other way around. That explains the whole Sonya Deville thing on last episode's NXT thing. I got it mixed up by accident. I apologize for that. Yeah, we'll have to. Well, okay, they filed trademarks for Uncle Harper and Uncle Howdy, and at the time of this recording, today is Friday, so we might see that be put in action as early as tonight or maybe next week. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, following news that Chris Bay has signed a multi-year... Oh, yeah, I read this. Chris Bay has signed a multi-year contract with Impact Wrestling. Fightful says the company has extended Eric Young's deal through the end of 2022. Great! You always want to hear about that, all right? Listen, I say this all the time. I want wrestlers who want to wrestle, and I want wrestlers who don't want to wrestle to not wrestle. So when I hear wrestlers like Chris Bay and Eric Young get their deals extended, or they renew their contract, or they go other places, it's like, good. That's what I want to hear. You want to hear somebody who went to like culinary school open up their restaurant. You want to hear somebody who like went to school for like, there's a word for it. The animal care, and they become a veterinarian and stuff like that, right? You want to hear that they've opened up their own veterinary hospital, or they're now a veterinarian and they love their job. You just want to hear the good stuff. You want to hear like the stepping stones to like the crescendo of like wholesomeness, So I just love it. It gives me a little warm feeling, I just love it. I love that Chris Bay's got a multi-year, so like he's good, he's set, and it's multi-year, so that implies that they're going to do something with him story-wise, And Eric Young's deal extended through the end of 2022. So that to me just sounds like they're giving him till the end of the year, and they're potentially going to negotiate a new contract next year, but we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I love hearing about this. What do we talk about? Triple H was shocked by Vince McMahon's decision to not renew Sarah's contract. And then, so he was surprised. She's still with, she's with AEW, but she's remaining on good terms with WWE. The site also noted that the old regime of WWE didn't have any interest in keeping her, and they didn't really have any interest in examining her medically, which is wild to me. That's just wild. I just find that very crazy, right? Adam Cole could be here today and may not return. He could be here tomorrow or may not ever come back, which is fair because it's a concussion and you don't want to exacerbate it. Is that the word? You don't want to exacerbate it. You don't want to make it worse. So I don't know when he could be coming back. Meltzer says so they haven't really finalized when day one is going to be. They want it to be on January 1st, but the uncertainty surrounding the date is why the tickets aren't on sale yet, so that makes sense. WWE filed trademarks for Uncle Harper and Uncle Howdy. That just sounds exactly like they're going to the Wyatt Six. That makes sense, and if they're not, then great. We've got a new tag team. Let's go. And finally, Chris Bay signed a multi-year contract, and Eric Young's deal has been extended through the end of 2022. And I'm really happy to hear that. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, because I certainly enjoyed making it, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one.